Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. In today's breakfast series, I'm going to be showing you how to make a classic Gujarati breakfast, and that's a Methi Thepla served along with Papitha Nu Sambharo along with some delicious Gulkand chai. So without wasting, I'm going to quickly show you how to make a super delicious breakfast for your family. So the first step in making a good breakfast and making an elaborate one is to have all the ingredients prepped up and kept. And I'm going to first start with Papitha Nu Sambharo. So Papitha Nu Sambharo is nothing but a stir fry made from raw papaya. I have actually peeled the raw papaya and then cut it lengthwise so I can process it in my food processor, the MasterChef jar. I've attached the grater blade here. So I'm going to close it. And Papitha Nu Sambharo is made multiple ways. Either you can slice it or you can have it in a grated way. Typically for breakfast, grating it and then tossing it and having it along with Methi Thepla is simply awesome. So I'm going to just quickly open my spout and add in the cut papaya pieces, raw papaya pieces, and then run it in my grater. This is absolutely one of the must-have equipments because it processes and helps grating in like less than a few seconds. You will just see what happens when I do that. And that's it. We grated all this papaya, I don't know if you counted the number of seconds, in less than 30-40 seconds. I'm going to open the jar and then going to process the Methi Thepla. In the same jar, I'm going to add all the flour, methi and all the ingredients and make the atta for the Methi Thepla. So now to make the dough for the Methi Thepla, I'm going to add the atta kneading blade into the food processor, the MasterChef jar, and I'm going to add in the whole wheat atta. To this some salt, hing, asafoetida, then some turmeric powder, red chili powder. Red chili powder, the amount you add is completely your choice. Some people like it spicy and some like it less. And then the finely chopped methi leaves. The washed methi leaves, it's not cooked and sauteed, it's just fresh methi leaves right out there. Cover the MasterChef jar and add in just a little bit water and then turn on the machine. So once all the dough has come together, I'm going to add a little bit of oil and then knead just for another minute or more, and then our methi atta thepla dough will be ready. So when the dough comes out together just like that, you know that your dough is ready. Now ready to make the sambharo and roll out the delicious Methi Thepla. To cook the raw papaya sambharo, which is the Papitha Nu Sambharo, I'm going to add a little oil into my preheated pan, and I'm going to add in the mustard seeds and the cumin seeds and allow it to crackle. Once the mustard and the cumin have begun to start crackling, I'm going to add in the green chilies and give it a light stir. There's very few ingredients in making the Papitha Nu Sambharo, and the green chilies, believe me, is what actually gives in a lot of flavor to this dish. So in fact, if you want, you can add a lot more green chilies than I've added and then make it more delicious. I'm going to add in the raw papaya. To this, a pinch of turmeric just for that light color. Some people omit it as well, but I like that light color, and some salt. Once this is done, I'm going to stir fry it on high heat and I'm going to lightly soften it. The Papitha Nu Sambharo is actually a crisp stir fry of the raw papaya. So you just have to stir fry it on high heat and allow it to lightly soften, but yet remain a little raw and fresh. Notice that the papaya is lightly wilted down, and when you touch it also, it'll feel soft, but it'll yet be firm. It's not squashed up. This is exactly how you want it. The Papitha Nu Sambharo is ready. It smells absolutely delicious. Believe me, it's something that you will love to make at home. Now I'm going to quickly transfer this to my serving bowl and then show you how to make the Methi Thepla and then last the Gulkand chai. To begin our theplas, the dough has been resting while I was making the Papitha Nu Sambhar, and I made small portions of the dough. So thepla is essentially a thin, flat paratha. Okay, it's really thin, and every Gujarati home has their own way of rolling it, the thickness, and everybody takes pride in the thinness of their thepla. So today I'm going to show you how to make a really nice thin thepla. The important thing is the dough has to be soft it has to be oiled. I added some oil, and then while kneading it again, you add a little more oil and ensure that you knead it until it's soft, okay? So I'm going to dust it in flour and then roll out the thepla really thin. Important that the dough is not sticky, okay? And I'm going to roll it out. And if you feel it's sticking to your patlo, just keep dusting it in flour and then roll out the thepla. It has to be really thin. Okay. Notice how thin the thepla is. You can actually see my transparent hand in there. It's really thin. Okay, so I'm going to roll out the remaining theplas a similar way. It takes a little bit of practice to roll it out as thin. The important thing, as I mentioned before, is the consistency of the dough. It should be non-sticky and it should be a little bit oiled on the top, and then you'll be able to roll out a really thin thepla. Once finished rolling out a few theplas, I'm going to show you how to cook them, and there's a very important trick in cooking the theplas as well, because it's really thin. Now to begin cooking the thepla, it's important that you have a preheated pan. Iron pan always works really well, and theplas are cooked on very high heat. So it's not cooked on medium heat like you would make a stuffed paratha, because it's extremely thin. So it has to be cooked on very high heat by smearing a little oil on the top and then cooking it such that it cooks evenly on both the sides. Okay, I'm just going to show you how to do that. So as soon as you start noticing little bubbles, quickly flip it over and then drizzle some oil and then cook on both sides really quickly. So the quickness is very important in cooking thepla, and it has to be cooked on high heat. You need to apply oil only on one side. You'll see light golden spots on both the sides, and you'll see the thepla being completely cooked. I finished making all my theplas, and the most important part, apart from cooking it right and rolling it right, is also stacking the theplas one over the other. It is extremely important that you stack the theplas one over the other when it is hot, and then press it down. As and when you stack, keep pressing it down so that it remains soft for a long time. And it's a perfect travel snack as well. When you actually stack up the theplas, roll it up in foil, and then it stays good for a good 3 to 4 days when you travel. So that's our thepla, and now I'm ready to make our Gulkand chai. To make our Gulkand chai, it's really simple. You're going to be making chai like how you make it all the time, and the Gulkand will be actually added in the cup, and then you strain the chai into the Gulkand, and that's how you have your Gulkand chai. So I'm going to quickly boil the water, add the tea leaves, and once the tea leaves brew, add the milk, and then proceed to serve our breakfast. Now, to finish up the Gulkand chai, I'm going to add a tablespoon of Gulkand into the bottom of the chai cup, and this is how you have to have it. So I'm going to strain this chai into this, and that's it. Our Gulkand chai is ready. Do give these recipes a try. When you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below, because we will always be looking to hear back from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.